I'm Gary Jones, and I'm running to be your next state auditor. I was born at Fort Sill. My dad was a sergeant in the Army. There were 7 kids in my family, and we learned early the difference between needs and wants. My parents gave us everything we needed growing up, and we learned what hard work is. Went to work for Bell Telephone when I was 18 years old. Worked full-time going to college, and also working for Bell. At 20 years old, was promoted into management. 21, was promoted again and went to Oklahoma City and worked in the Office of Planning and Budgets. Met my wife working at Gibson's. I got involved and ran for office back in 1994 because, like a lot of people today, I was fed up with what's going on in government, and I wanted to see that we could do it better. And I ran, got elected, and actually proved that we could make government more efficient, more effective. And I want to do the same thing as state auditor, to make sure that we're using your tax dollars wisely, efficiently, and that we eliminate waste. People work too hard for their money to have the tax dollars spent inefficiently, and we can do something about that. One thing that I remember Senator Coburn said is that we're at risk of being the first generation ever that leaves this country worse off than we found it. We don't have to do that. We can make the tough decisions today, and that way provide the opportunities for our kids and grandkids that we have. I decided to run because somebody needs to watch after our tax dollars. People are fed up with the government spending their money unwisely and wasting it, and I'm somebody that will stand up and make sure that we make sure that the citizens get their money's worth. What I've learned most is that people are waking up. You know, for years people were busy about raising their families, working to try to earn a living, and they're seeing what's happening today, and they want to change. And I don't mean the change that we got in the last election. They want people out there working for them, and they understand that we need to make those tough decisions, and I'm somebody that will make those tough decisions. I always said that people run for office for 2 reasons. They run because they want to be somebody, or they run because they want to do something. I've always been somebody that's taken a lot of pride in accomplishing something. When I was county commissioner, we built more roads and bridges than anybody's ever built in the history of the state in 4 years, and we found a more efficient, effective way of doing it, and we can do that in government. I believe there's enough money in government right now to do everything that we need to do. The problem is there's too much corruption and too much waste. I've actually uncovered more corruption in the state of Oklahoma than the last 3 auditors combined, and I did that as a private citizen. What I want to do is go in there and use my accounting skills, my business background, to go in and to show that we can work harder for the citizens of this state. I want to be an example of hard work and efficiency that other agencies can look forward to or look at, and be that example where the citizens and the taxpayers can look at us and say, you know what, they're doing what we expect them to do. Well, I think the difference between myself and my predecessor is that he's more of a figurehead. I'm a hands-on person. I'm somebody that leads by example. I'll be there early, I'll work hard, and I'll expect my employees to work hard. And I'll be right there with them. When they need assistance, we'll provide assistance to them, and we'll set goals, and we'll work hard to achieve those goals. The number one reason things are done in government is because they've always been done that way. That's not acceptable. And we need to make sure that we start making those decisions and looking to see who's doing it better and bring those best ideas to Oklahoma so we in Oklahoma can do it better than anybody else. I have a reputation of being a bulldog, of being somebody that stands up and says that we need to do everything we can to spend our tax dollars the most efficient, effective way possible. As far as I'm concerned, if you're wasting a tax dollar, you're stealing a tax dollar. We have a greater obligation to make sure that we watch after the taxpayers' money than we do our own money. What we need to do is make sure that we eliminate waste. You know, corruption should never be accepted, and that the money goes to where it's needed the most. Right now, we have a budget shortfall, but that shortfall is because we're not spending money effectively and efficiently. We need to make sure we spend money on the right things, on the infrastructure like roads and bridges, that we get money to the classroom so our teachers, our good teachers, are paid well, and that we're not wasting money in other areas within education. Wasting tax dollars isn't a Republican issue, it isn't a Democrat issue. It's simply a matter of right and wrong. We should never accept wasteful government spending. We should never accept corruption. Recently, I just was endorsed by Senator Tom Coburn, and the reason that means so much to me is I know that no one works harder in Washington to watch after our tax dollars. And you know, Tom Coburn is a true citizen legislator, you know, someone that's gone up there to work to do what he can to make it better for our kids and grandkids, not to better himself. He takes more pride in the fact that he's a medical doctor and that he's only going to serve 2 terms and come back home. In my opinion, there's no better senator in Washington than Dr. Tom Coburn. Some of my core beliefs are I believe that life begins at conception. I believe that we have the right to bear arms. I believe that we have the opportunity to get up and work hard and achieve anything we want to in this country. I believe in small, limited government, and I believe that the state's rights should override that of the federal government. I want to be your next state auditor because Oklahomans deserve a watchdog, somebody that will stand up and fight for them, not only to make sure your tax dollars are spent legally, but also effectively and efficiently, working to eliminate waste and corruption. My name is Gary Jones, and I'd like to have your vote.